Okay, in this video, we are going to be scraping this e-commerce website. Now, a client, um, wanted me to scrape this, random Portuguese website that sells a bunch of outdoor equipment, stuff that you would see that you could probably, buy at like Home Depot. The brand name is still, like I said, they sell like chainsaws and stuff like that. Anyways, this client in particular wanted me, to scrape all the product info for all the products on the site. Now I don't speak Portuguese, but I kind of assume that todos os productos means all products. So let's click on that. Now, normally when I scrape a website, the first thing I do is just start inspecting stuff. And normally I would just go, I would try to extract the text itself. So, like for example, this client wants me to extract all the info about each of these products. So we're looking for like the title, the description, the retail price, their sale price, um, and then more information like the SKU, which we can find in the backend code. So normally I'll just go and click on something like this, like a title, and go to inspect. And normally the way we would go about it is I would use something like Beautiful Soup and Selenium to first get the website, render it, then go grab the HTML. So like for example, if you go here, inspect, so we have right here the span class, we have the span tag here, we have the class here, and we can use Beautiful Soup to parse out the information inside, which is like the title right here. So you can go that route, and then you do the same like here to get this information right here. I would call this span class this span tag, and on the class using a Beautiful Soup parser to get the text inside here, and then so on and so forth. However, a lot of the times when looking at these websites, websites that use JavaScript to render new data, and for an example of this is right here, we only have the first 12 showing up. Oh wait, I have already been on this website, so let me just redo it. Okay, so if I refresh, so if I scroll down, right now the site is only rendered the first 12 products, and we have to press more to get more of them, and then continue scrolling down, 12 more, and then more, and so the list is done. And so what's happening here is the site has to render this new information, has to render the new JavaScript to make this happen, has to render CSS, like how the code looks, like the style, the font, and everything. And oftentimes it has to perform a GET request to get all the information displayed. So stuff like the title, stuff like the description is coming from a back-end API. And so we can sometimes see this if this is happening by going to inspect. Then we go to network, and we can see all these GET requests going to some offsite server. And so we're network, we're in XHR, which is all of these GET requests. And a trick is to initiate these requests, we have to press this button. And so we have a bunch of these random requests to different sources. And if we click on one, we can see that the response, a lot of it's empty. But if we continue scrolling down, empty, empty, empty. These don't really look promising, but something like sessions might be interesting. Let's see what's here. The ID. No, nothing in there. Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Ah, here we go. So it looks like this request to loja dot this little request here looks like it gives us this data right here. And so if we go into this JSON parser that I have, this is a super helpful tool. It can take JSON like this. If you copy all this and take JSON like this, we paste it here and we pre-print it. And look at this. This is a JSON validated format, like a Python dictionary. And we see here we have data. Product source may have a list of products and all the information. So look at this. We have our first product. We have description, product ID, product name, brand ID. We have all this information, like price. We have all this information about this first one. All this information for only this first product. Here's the next one. Next product name is here, and we have. And so for each site, if we go back here, each time, where do we go? Each time we press this button, more sessions come up. If you go back, we find here. So this one was workspace. So if we go here, let's find the next workspace one. Where is it? Right here. We have our next one, and each one of these has 12 new product info. Now, normally, what makes my life so much easier is if this GET request has some sort of pagination, like a page number in a page number here that says like what pages it's going for. But like for example, if we take off the raw JSON, we can see here that there are 123 records, but this is filtered. Normally, what makes my life easier is if they have like a page that says like a page number, and so that way we can take the GET request and input our own pages to iterate through each page. However, the way they have the API set up here doesn't allow us to do that. So it's not ideal. But what I've done is I've downloaded this JSON for every 12 products. So that means I manually go here, click the new one, find the newest workspace, just take the raw or this one, take the raw information, copy it, paste it in here, get the pretty print, download it, and I've done that for all of these products. So there's only 123. Each page has 12. So it's only like 10 manually copying and pasting the JSON. So this wouldn't be ideal for pages that have thousands of products per se. Ideally, you would want some sort of pagination ability where you have a page number and you're able to iterate through each API request. But either way, what I've done is I did this. I go here, preprint, and then I just download each. I just press download. You can see some of my downloads here where I've already downloaded all of these previously, and I've just saved it to a .txt. So if we hop into VS Code, I have all the JSON files right here. So let's open one up. So we have the first TXT file right here, and it's all the same for every single .txt file we have here. It's just 12 more items, and they're JSON data. So what we can do is we can create let's create a notebook Let's do example.ipynb, and let's find a way to parse out the desired information for each product. So we're gonna need a couple libraries. First, we're gonna need the JSON library to deal with the JSON eventually. Right now we have it in text format, so we'll have to convert the text into JSON. We have import pandas as PD for controlling the data once we have it all downloaded to our notebook as PD. We need import. We need import OS, and the OS is for. We're gonna do. Let's just do data analysis. We're gonna do these three, and OS is gonna be for handling these files here. Right. So first, let's just get our initial request done. So let's do an example. Pull of this first text right here. So let's do with open, and we're gonna do. So since we're outside here, I think we should just be able to do JSON or / JSON. JSON files. Let's see. Oh no. I think since we're JSON files /1.txt. So we should be able to do that. That txt. And we're gonna read this in as file, and then we have content equals file dot read. We're gonna read this file, and we don't need to write. So we're opening. So I think this is how we do it. We have this folder here that has all the JSON files, and it's in the same folder. It's in the same as this parent folder, so we should be good with this. JSON files. Let's see. Maybe we don't need to, since it's in the same here. Ooh, I forget how to. Let's see. How do I index this? OS file path. Python. Alright, let's use a little ChatGPT real quick. The fastest way to figure this out. I need to screenshot the whole thing. What is the correct way to index one.txt? Okay, so I guess we need to go all the way back to the parent. Yeah. So I guess we need to go to the parent one, which is even back further than JSON files. Alright. So, boom. Oops, missing one of those. Okay, there we go. So we have opened this initial. We've opened this text here. We've opened this text, and now what we need to do is we need to load this content into a JSON format. So what we're gonna do is data equals JSON dot loads content, So let's look at this data. Right, perfect. This is exactly what we need. So we have this data, which is now what in Python is a Python dictionary, and is the nested dictionary, as you can see. So what makes this easy is we can parse out this information. So it looks like all the products are listed in here. So what we need to do is go to data, which is this first dictionary. Then we need to go within that dictionary. We need to go into product search. Within this dictionary, we need to go into products. Okay. And if we do this, let's see what we have. Yeah, so now we just have a list of all the products, and each product information is stored in a dictionary. So what we can do, what we can do is take this and set it equal to results equals this. Right. Okay, so we have these results here, and so this is a list. So what we can do is iterate through it. So for product in results, and now what we're gonna do is, so eventually we want to create a pandas data frame, and what we can do that is we can do that by creating a list of dictionaries where each dictionary will be a row in our data frame. So what we're going to do here is we're going to initialize a list of rows, and for each product we're going to create a dictionary. So row equals and we're gonna get the name, and so we're gonna get a bunch of information. And yeah, so what you would do here in this case, I've already gone through this and found the desired information that I want, but basically how you would do this, it's really quite simple, is you would just go through each product, so each dictionary, and you would index what you want. So for example, for this first product, we can get the description, which is this, the product name, we can get the link text, we can get the selling price, the list price, and so that's what I've done. I did this already. Let me open this up real quick and just copy and paste this right here. And so we have this row of all these things that I've captured from this text. And so yeah, so I've indexed, so for products and results, I've indexed product name. I've indexed for the description, product description. I've indexed for the brand, which is right here. I've indexed for the sale price and the regular price. So if we go to the let's see, price range, we have the selling price, which is like the sale price was less, so we have to index price range, selling price, high price. And it looks like the low price and high price are the same for most of these, so I just chose the high price, which is right here. And then same for this price range, list price, high price, and so on and so forth. And I also got the image URL, which is further down, and I got the SKU number, which is further down. Yeah. So once we have this row created with all the information, if you can imagine this kind of flattening out, so name is a column with product being the first row. And so what we're going to do is we're going to append this to our list. So append row. And rows, append row. So yeah, let's run this real quick. And yeah, so we should have now a list of dictionaries. Let's see. Rows. Let's see what rows is. Yeah, so we should have a list of dictionaries. So we have a list here of every product with all this information. And what we can do is we can take this dictionary and we can create a data frame. So equals data frame equals pd dot data frame. And all we gotta do is pass in this list. Boom. And let's see what we get. Perfect. So we have 12 rows. There's 11 here because remember it's 0 indexed. So we have 12 products and all this information. Now, we are not done yet because we have just done the parsing for just one of the .txt files. We need to do it for every single one of these, and this is where OS comes in. Right, so we're gonna take all of this, and we need to do this this exact thing right here for every single file. Now, how do we do that? We're gonna use OS. So for file in os.list directory, and we're gonna get the file path. We're gonna get the file path for this we can get the file path for the folder, which contains all of the .texts. So I think we just do this. JSON files, and it was directory, and yeah. So this is going to get all of our it's going to get let's see, we're gonna get all of our files. Now OS does this randomly, so with a little bit of help from ChatGPT, I found this way to iterate, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it goes numerically. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do sorted OS, sorted, and the key, and we're gonna pass in a lambda function, and just quite clever. So we're gonna do lambda x, and we're gonna do int dot x dot replace, and we're gonna place the text, the .txt with just empty, and close that bracket. And yeah, so what this does is it takes the file name and places the txt with no space, so it's just number 1, and that way this for loop knows to iterate numerically, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Right, so for each and so if we're gonna do that, and then for each file yeah, so for each file, if the file ends with .txt And remember, this doesn't get rid of the .txt in the file. It's just using this as a key for this for loop. Right. So if the file ends with .txt, this is a little check. We don't need this check because we know that all the files are .txt. But if we had other types of files like docs or something in this folder, it's just good practice to do these sorts of checks. I probably should have put this in a try except loop down here for loading this content in case that there's something wrong with the content within the .txt files. We could do like try. Let's just do it right now. Try this with exception as e. I forget the syntax. Crap. Except exception as e. Exception as e. Print error e. Yeah. I think that's how I do it. We'll see. But yeah, so we're adding this check in here. And yeah, so once we have this little check here, it's always good to have checks in code, like I said. We can then create a file path where we os.path.join we join this with the file, so it kind of concatenates these two and it creates the full path. So like we have this, the full path, this plus each file. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna place this right here. We're gonna replace this whole string with our file path. Yeah, so now we just need to do this. Oops, did I just delete something? I think I did. Oh, whoops, there we go. Yeah, so it's C. Yeah, so I think, yeah, it's not a colon, it's a comma. So that means that if there was any errors with loading the JSON, if this is an improper format, if there's something else like some characters here or something, or some random stuff, it would fail to load and we wouldn't be able to it wouldn't be valid JSON. Alright, so anyways, so it looked like it worked. We iterated through every file, and now we can do I already seen an error. So yeah, so the error was going to be this. So right now, if we do this, and this, it only gets us 3 rows. Now, why could that be? That is because we put this rows list within our for loop. We need this to be outside this. So this appending is done for every file and every product within every file. So now this should work. Boom, boom, and boom. 123 rows, 9 columns. We have successfully grabbed all this product information for every single file, every single product on this website. All 123, and this was using the Backend API method. Yeah.